Hello everyone, yeah, it's Tobek Shola right here, and today we'll be discussing about the different parts of the engine. And I'm sure a couple of you who own a car don't really know what's under the bonnet, but yeah, today we'll be discovering what's under the bonnet and it's going to be fun. So yeah, let's get to it. Have here today is the Honda Odyssey 27 model, and we'll be reviewing the different parts of the engine. What we got right here is the engine oil, and yeah, the engine oil is the lifeblood of the engine, and you always want to check this because a low oil can cause expensive damage to the internal mechanism of the engine, and you don't want that because you're going to spend a lot in getting it fixed. So yeah, in order for you to check the engine oil, you need to locate where the dipstick is. Here is the dipstick, and for most cars it comes in yellow color, but for this particular vehicle, it's actually orange. So yeah, and it comes in this shape. So to check this, you have to pull out the dipstick this way and you bring it all out, and after doing that, the next thing you want to do is to clean the oil. Over here is the dipstick, so like we said, we're going to clean it. So what we need to do is just clean it in order for us to be able to get the accurate level of the oil. Dipstick, there are two different dipsticks, the one that come with the two dots and this one comes with a line. Now for you to get this, you can see there's a first line over here, then the next one over here. Also, the oil must not be black. Once the oil is black, then you know there's an issue with your engine and you need to check that out. Dipping it back inside now for us to be able to tell the level. So yeah, we're bringing it out. Here you can see, so over here we can see that it's really low, it's below the last line, so we need to top the engine oil as soon as possible. For the engine oil, you don't want to add groundnut oil or palm oil to the engine. You need to be sure of which oil you are adding. Go right here is the power steering fluid, and yeah, it's very important that you identify it by looking either for the sign of the power steering, or you look for the word written the power steering fluid like it's written over here, because you don't want to mistake your brake fluid for your power steering fluid, because if you do that, you will mistakenly pour a brake fluid into the power steering fluid and that would damage the power steering fluid. So the power steering fluid actually helps your steering to turn easily. In order for you to check the power steering fluid, yeah, you need to look at the sign over here. It's written the upper level and the lower level, but over here in this car it's between the upper level and the lower level, so yeah, it's still good. But once it gets to the lower level, it needs to be topped up. And now for you to tell if it's still in good condition, it's the power steering fluid actually comes in a raspberry red, green or light gold, but if it's already black or brownish black, then it's advisable you replace it immediately. Over here is what we call the windshield washer, and the windshield washer actually helps out with you whenever you want to spray the windshield and you want to get it clean. So what you need to do is just, there's a joystick. Here is what controls the spraying of the water from the windshield washer to the windshield itself. So over here we have the brake fluid, and yeah, it's written here brake fluid. So it's very important that when topping up this, you have to look at the instruction. Like over here, we're told use only the DOT3 or the DOT4 brake fluid. So you don't want to use another type of brake fluid in this. That's going to be dangerous. You end up damaging your brake fluid. And usually the brake fluid always connects to the ABS, and the full meaning of ABS is anti-lock braking system, which actually assists you in your braking. So this is the most crucial fluid in the car, and it's very important that you pay attention to it, because without a brake it's very risky driving the car. So over here you can see it's still full over here, so you need to always check it out. So over here is what we call the windshield washer. So here you can see the sign, that's like the windshield, you can see it. So here is what controls the spraying of the water from the windshield washer to the windshield itself. So once you click on this over here, it sprays water on the windshield, and it's always good for you to always get it filled up, but it's not really that important. As important, this is the radiator, but beside the radiator here is what we call the engine coolant. Now with the engine coolant, you have to always add a mixture of the coolant and the water in it, so it cools the engine. And why do you need to do that? Because it prevents boiling in the engine, and also it prevents rust and corrosion of the metal parts in the engine. So you have the battery. Yeah, this is the battery of the car. Without the battery, the car won't start. So now for you to make sure your battery is in good condition, it has to be green. Like over here, you can see the green light over here, so it's green. So once it's green, it's in good condition. But once it turns black, then it's time for you to charge it. Charging is necessary. That means it's not charging, so you have to find what is wrong with it. But once it turns white, then you know it's due for replacement. So these are the things you have to look out for. Green means good condition. Black means it needs to be charged. That means it's not charged and needs to be charged. But once it's white, it needs to be replaced. So over here is what we call the air filter. So the air filter actually takes air into the engine, so it's usually connected to the intake manifold. Okay, let me just stop right there because you might start wondering what am I talking about. But anyway, so what this does is it actually takes air into the engine to cool it off while the engine is working. So yeah, I don't want to go into details, but yeah, it does way more than that. But I think that, so over here, what we have over here is the fuse box. So I'm going to go ahead and open it so we can see what's inside the fuse box. Okay, so yeah, you can see a lot of fuse. So all these fuse are electrical components and are connected to different parts of the car. Like for instance, some of them are actually connected to the button for winding down, for the auto lock. And here I can see there's a fuse that actually controls the fan. There's also a fuse that actually controls the AC, so the cooling fan, the battery, different controls. Here we have the plugs. These three over here. The fuse, what it does, it usually emits a spark when the piston gets to it. But yeah, that's another topic on its own, so I don't think we should go into that. But fan usually comes up and it's rotating enough for it to cool off the radiator, because remember, like I said, the coolant, which is this, actually supplies the radiator water and it goes round into the engine. Then from the engine it goes back into the radiator in the video. But here is the Kickstarter, and what it does is so the Kickstarter actually helps with the ignition of the vehicle. So that's what the Kickstarter does. Yeah, we're done and we've touched mostly all the parts of the engine and what each part actually does in the car and what you are meant to look out for before driving your car and as a car owner. So yeah, I think that's everything, but if you have any questions, you can always
any question of the day,